লেগেছে রে জেগেছে সব হিন্দু জেগেছে লেগেছে রে লেগেছে রক্তে আগুন লেগেছে জাগো রে জাগো হিন্দু জাগো জাগো রে জাগো হিন্দু জাগো জাগো রে জাগো
क्या कहेंगे रैली जो आपने किया था?
ये तो शुरुआत है। हम लोग 3 बजे डिक्लेयर किया था, 7 बजे यहाँ 1000 ऑफ हिंदू पीपल ऑन द रोड इन कलकत्ता। टुमारो सब एरिया में ध्वज लेकर एजिटेशन होगा। 3 बजे बीजेपी एमएलए विल मार्च टू डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर कलकत्ता। डे आफ्टर टुमारो हिंदू जागरण मंच ने कॉल दिया है सियालदा स्टेशन से डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर। 1 लाख हिंदू का जमावड़ा होगा। हम लोग सड़क में रहेगा और मंडे से बांग्लादेश बॉर्डर सील्ड बाय द हिंदू पीपल इन पेट्रोपोल। आई विल बी देयर।
एक्सपोर्ट बंद करने के लिए आपने बोला है,
सब बंद होगा। एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट का कोई सवाल नहीं है, सब बंद होगा। बंद करो, बंद करो, नहीं तो यहाँ से मुंह तोड़ जवाब दूंगा। अच्छा ठीक है।
Again, he was sore. That's it. Yes, relaxed. Dealt with setbacks before.
ছেড়ে লেগেছে
Yes.
রক্তে আগুন লেগেছে জাগো রে জাগো জাগো রে জাগো জাগো রে জাগো
Using his vehicles so early. And we have him in the squad. No, I haven't been close. I've always had a connection. Again, coming out of Australia, you'll know, especially. So I always had an interest in it.
दादा एक मिनट दादा क्या कहेंगे रैली जो आपने किया था
ये तो शुरुआत है। हम लोग 3 बजे डिक्लेयर किया था, 7 बजे यहाँ thousands of Hindu people on the road in Calcutta. Tomorrow सब एरिया में ध्वज लेकर एजिटेशन होगा। 3 बजे बीजेपी एमएलए विल मार्च टू डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर कलकत्ता। डे आफ्टर टुमारो हिंदू जागरण मंच ने कॉल दिया है सियालदा स्टेशन से डेप्यूटी हाई कमिश्नर के।
outside this club for the reliability that he brings when he comes in?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's hard to say with perceptions because it depends what your kind of barometer is, and there's so many these days that if you, depending which sort of rabbit hole you want to go into, you could get any sort of outcome you want. But I think I would doubt that anyone who has any sort of real sort of passion for this football club or real passion for football wouldn't say that, you know, he would be very, very highly respected within and outside this football club. He's captain of his country. As you said, the testament to his ability is the fact that a number of coaches through this football club have all entrusted him at different times. So, you know, whether that's my opinion or Jose or Antonio or Maurizio or whoever else he's been managed by, that just goes to show. So I don't think there's any doubt that Ben's well respected within the game, and he's still performing at a very good level. Like I said, he's captain of his nation, and with us, he's this year, you know, I think he's really grown into that sort of defensive role of you know, playing centre back, and you know, I said on the weekend him and Radu were outstanding against the top team on the weekend.
Quickly about Destiny dogging Timo Werner. Destiny came off towards the end of the game. Looked like he had a couple of times he went down. And Timo, maybe when he made the pass for Brendan Johnson.
They're both okay, mate. No issues. Yeah, no issues. Thanks.
Hi, Ange. You obviously gave your backing to Fraser a minute ago, but the club still do have the option to pick up a free agent if they wanted to. Yeah. Can you rule out that possibility?
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. No.
Particular reason why? Because you're backing the players
Well, that's
you've got?
why we've got a squad of players. Yeah, I mean, I don't think us signing a sort of a free agent now is going to help us. If I hadn't named Fraser in the Europa squad, then geez, that would have been a radical decision. And you're left with two, then you kind of, again, they wouldn't be able to play in Europe. You kind of look at it, but unless something else happened, that's why we've got 4 goalkeepers. We've got young Luca, who's, to be fair, he's been injured, so he's not really ready. But Fraser I've known for a long time, and he's such a strong character within the group, and always ready to play. Brandon's improving all the time, and Alfie's also sort of been at the club for a while, and whenever he's been asked in terms of the training capacity that they bring, I'm more than comfortable with what we've got.
And just on Claudio Ranieri, he's obviously most well known here for what he did with Leicester.
Yeah.
You talked before about your own journey getting to here, and I guess how unlikely at times it might have been. How much were you inspired by arguably the greatest story to happen in Premier League football?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's inspired, but certainly it's what I love about football. I mean, because there aren't many sports where that can happen. Where such an unlikely story of a club and like you said, a manager who had already had a really strong reputation, that it comes together like that in sort of the biggest league in the world. A hell of a story, and it's one of those where if you saw it in a movie, it's great movie, but never going to happen, and it did, and I guess for everyone who lived that experience within, I guess, the Leicester Football Club and everyone who's associated with the people in there, and I'm sure Claudio and his family. I mean, that's what we all sort of crave, just to leave some sort of footprint or imprint of our careers that sort of lasts beyond our ability to do what we do, and he certainly left an enormous footprint with that season at Leicester.
Okay, we'll go Matt and then finish with Dan, please.
Beyond what Tom was asking about free agents, does the goalkeeper situation change anything in January? Do you activate something?
Yeah, not again, Matt. Not from what's happened now. I mean, look, we've got an injury, and I think any club that gets a significant injury in their goalkeeper, kind of assesses where they're at. I think it's not just another injury, but at the same time, like I said, it is just one injury. We've been dealing with setbacks for a while. I mean, there's a lot of talk about depleted squads. We had 2 schoolboys on the bench on the weekend, and we've been sort of very shallow for quite a while. But because I don't come up here and highlight it every week, doesn't dismiss the fact that we've kind of learned to deal with these things, and this is another challenge for us. January, we're always working towards the next window of what the best sort of scenario is for us, and a lot of that will depend on sort of where we're at from a squad perspective, from a games perspective. But just this injury doesn't change any plans for January.
May I also just add, the sort of the great big tables now seem to settle into some sort of shape. How important is it for you, do you think? How big a relief would it be to get one of the top 8 places and skip that extra round?
Yeah, I think that certainly needs to be the aim, and I mean, my goal is to stay on that first page, because I just can't scroll down below that, so it makes it easier for me at my age with my eyesight to look at it. So any win that keeps us on that first page is good. Look, our European form, I mean, obviously the Galatasaray game was a disappointing one for us, but in general it's been really good, and again, not in easy circumstances. We had a red card after 5 minutes in the first game. We've played a lot of young players through it, and we've given a lot of players game time, which has been really good, because I think the benefit of Europe for us, apart from we're in a good position, is that guys like Rado and Ben can come in on the weekend and do a good job because they've played significant game time. We didn't have that last year with our European football. Guys like Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, all these guys are getting game time. Obviously Mikey before he sort of picked up the illness. So through us sort of still with me making some significant changes, we've maintained some decent form. We want to continue that, and I think that the quicker you can sort of guarantee that kind of top 8 spot, leaves you that little bit of latitude. Like I said, 2 less games on the second half of the year. I think that certainly has to be our aim.
Dan, finish us off, please.
And I saw an interview with Joe Hart talking about when he came to Celtic, you changing his perception on having to play out from the back. He's from the same generation as Fraser, that I guess when they started their careers, this wasn't such a big thing and such a big focus. Any similarities there, and can you just talk about kind of, I guess, teaching these older goalkeepers to sort of play that way?
Easy to go with the ageism there, mate. He's a big guy, Fraser, if he walks in here. No, look, I think there is a misconception around that. I do want to play out from the back, but I don't need my goalkeepers to be, Maldini or Platini. In fact, the simpler they keep it, the better for me. I keep saying to the players, stop passing to the goalkeepers. They've got the gloves on. They're the goalkeepers. You're the player. So the whole thing is about setting it up so we give really simple solutions to our goalkeepers. And it's not about their technical ability, because if you look at the way we play out from the back, and Joe's a great example of that when he came to Celtic, it's about them executing really simple passes that they do every day. They're actually quite good at it, goalkeepers, all goalkeepers. It's more about mindset. It's more about them not thinking that what they're doing is risky, because that's what it comes down to. It's not a skill. It's like, so I'm not asking them to ping 50-yard, but in fact it's harder. Like when keepers go long, it's actually a harder skill, even for normal footballers. So I'm asking them to do short passes that they're capable of. It's more, like I said, the mindset of it, of just showing them that, there's no risk here. Don't worry about the risk. It's the setup is there for you to execute. And I found that with Joe, and I found it with other keepers I've had in the past, where people say, he can't play out from the back. And of course he can. He's a goalkeeper. We can pass the ball. That's what they do. It's just about having a structure which allows them to do it in the cleanest possible process, and then changing their mindset, because the only barrier to that is if the goalkeeper doesn't feel comfortable doing it. Not because they can't, just they feel comfortable. And, Joe was brilliant at Celtic. He embraced it all in, and Fraser's the same. It's not like Birchie's going to start working with him this week. He's been doing it for 18 months. That's all we do at training. They get included in some of our passing drills, some of our possession drills. They're in there, so they're doing it. So that's where I kind of sit with that.
And just on that, I mean, Joe's a kind of interesting case, because people think of Guardiola kind of deciding when he came to City that he couldn't play that style, and in some respects that's the first thing a lot of people think of when they think of Joe, despite all the stuff he won. So I take it you kind of don't see goalkeepers in the same way, in that he can play out, he can't play out.
Well, it depends on what you mean by it, and every coach has got a sort of different version of that. I'm just talking about me. I'm talking about the way we play, and the way I don't want my goalkeeper to think that he's got to hit defence splitting passes. That's not what it's about. It's about, I've said before, I want control of the game. So when it is a stoppage or a goal kick, we have control of the ball at that time. I don't want to put that in dispute by just going long. So we want to play out. So, but the playing out is just one bit. It's what's ahead of that, to make it as simple a process as possible.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Italian, but no. Come vuole, io sono qui per questo, per cui se arriva una domanda in italiano la traduco in inglese per i presenti, e se la risposta è in italiano la traduco in inglese, se no io sto zitto.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll take questions for Destiny Dougie for around 10 minutes, and we'll try to get through as many questions as we can in this time. Any answers given by Destiny in Italian will be translated into English by our interpreter. We'll take questions from the floor, and please use the microphones provided.
Hello. Thanks for your time. Yeah, we've just heard Ange talking about Vic and the way he played on at the weekend. Hero status probably now with the fans, but obviously you're going to miss him. Just your reaction to him and what happened and how he played on.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna miss him because in the group he's a great leader, a great player. So he's gonna be missed. But yeah, I think during the game he had a bad fracture to his ankle, but to keep going, he showed a lot of character. So yeah.
We've heard from him on his social media pages. Have you heard from him personally? How's he doing?
Yeah, I spoke to him the day after. Obviously, I asked him how is he going, and he told me he had an operation, so he's gonna be out for a while. But we'll just be waiting for him to be back.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
In terms of Spurs' form this season, it's been difficult to work out which Spurs we're going to see because you've been really good, like Man United and Man City, and not so good in other games. As a player, can you explain to us how the form can be so up and down?
I mean, yeah, it's been difficult because we haven't really found the right consistency, but obviously we're working here every day to find the consistency we need, and every game we try to build momentum. Coming from a big win last week, having a game tomorrow, we're trying to build the right momentum.
And the manager has been very enthusiastic with us this season, explaining that nearly every season, his second season at a club, he's always won something. What do the players think of that? And secondly, does it put more pressure on the players to go and win something this season so you can maintain that record for him?
No, I mean, we all want to win something because, as the manager said, we're a group of players that want to win. So every game we go out there trying to win the game, and every competition we're in for a reason. So hopefully we can get something from it.
Hi Destiny. Firstly, I just want to ask you, what's the biggest difference between this season and last season? What has the team learned? What have you learned?
I think this season we are obviously, it's the second season together, so we understand much of each other. We know the gaffer better, the staff, so we go out there knowing each other better. So I think this is a big difference, and we have more confidence in our ability and on the staff.
Also, just wanted to ask you what your reaction and the dressing room's reaction was to Rodrigo Bentancur getting banned for 7 games.
Obviously, it was we knew it was coming, so we expected it. But I think just the number of the games he's gonna miss is a bit heavy. But yeah.
Hi Destiny, I assume that your teammate Vicario is one of your good friends in the dressing room. Like, how tough do you have to be to play through a broken ankle? He played 60 minutes on a broken ankle against the champions. Can you tell me a bit about that and what he said to you after?
Honestly, I always knew Vicario was different. He's a great guy with a really strong mentality, and for him to play 60 minutes with a fractured ankle is something really, like, it says a lot about him, and I really respect that. And as a big brother, obviously, I know it's hard when you have to go over an operation, and I just wish him the best and can't wait for him to be back.
And can you just tell me a bit about Fraser Forster as well? Do you think the team have trust in him, and do you think you can stay solid without one of your great leaders, but the number 2 is now stepping in?
No, definitely. I think Fraser is a leader as well. He's been here and he's been playing football for a while, so he's gonna help us a lot and he's gonna show his quality every game.
Ciao Destiny, italiano, inglese, italiano. Lo scorso anno, è 1 anno e mezzo che giochi qui, lo scorso anno ti abbiamo visto fare cose veramente importanti in attacco alla profondità. Gol al Brentford, ti tocchi il petto. Ecco, il Tottenham è un punto d'arrivo. Cosa significa per te questo club e soprattutto, storia recente di questo club, tanti mancini forti. Quale ambisce? Qual è stato il tuo idolo?
No, ovviamente...
Should I answer the question? Translate the question. Tradurre la domanda e poi rispondi. Allora, the question was, sorry. So the question is like, you've been second season at Tottenham. Is this like an arrival point for you? There's been, in recent history, there's been a lot of strong left-footed players at Tottenham. What's your ambition? What's your what are your role models here? And
Italia? Sì, l'anno scorso è stata una stagione importante per me, il mio primo anno in Premier, quindi era sempre un po' un punto di domanda, ma credevo sempre nelle mie qualità e quindi anche adattarmi qua non è stato molto difficile perché ovviamente ho molta fiducia in me stesso. Il mio goal, sì, ovviamente arrivare qua è stata come un sogno perché arrivo in una grande squadra, giocavo in Italia e ovviamente arrivare in Premier è sempre stato il mio sogno. Ovviamente punti di arrivo non ho mai un punto di arrivo perché secondo me posso sempre fare molto di più, dare sempre di più e quindi lavoro solo a migliorarmi ogni anno e terzini qua tantissimi forti anche prima di me, però penso a Rose, penso a lui come uno in particolare, sì, questo.
so yeah, second season. Last season I had a great season, but I've always believed in myself. So I adapted well. I've always knew that I could adapt, and I thought I adapted well. Playing Premier League was always a dream for me, but at the same time, I don't have any arrival points. I can always do more. I can always try and improve. I can always try and build and improve and work to improve. In terms of left-footed players who played before me, there's been plenty. I don't know. I can think of Rose maybe as a name.
Hi, Destiny. Ange Postecoglou said recently that his players in their second season, kind of their bodies start to get used to his training sessions, the power and the physicality and everything. Are you starting to find that now? Because like even the other day we saw you go down towards the end of the game, but here you are back fit again, ready for the next match.
Yeah, obviously I think the way we train is really hard. As the gaffer said, no one trains like us because really we train hard, but I think it's something that gives us like more condition to go in the game and play 90 minutes at high level, and I think we show this every game.
Someone else I wanted to ask about, Jed Spence. I know he can't play tomorrow, but obviously as a fellow fullback, and he's been playing on the left sometimes this season as well. What have you made of him this season in terms of it feels like he's kind of turned his Tottenham career around and really impressed everyone?
No, obviously I think Jed is an incredible player, and yeah, we are really close friends, and we speak a lot. We try to help each other in the game, and obviously as everyone in the group is here to help, and I hope he can help us as much.
Hi Destiny, obviously Vicaria's injury has kind of dominated the headlines in the last couple of days, but it shouldn't be forgotten that you just beat Manchester City 4-0. I mean, that result and that performance showed what this team is capable of. So within the dressing room, what does it feel like the team can actually achieve this season?
Yeah, obviously I think as a team we know our quality, we believe in ourselves, and every game we want to win. Obviously sometimes it doesn't happen, but we know we can do it, and we just really focused every game, like game after game. We won Saturday, but now the focus is on tomorrow, then on Sunday, so it's just really step by step and game after game.
And for you personally, I mean, the team have been quite inconsistent. It feels like yourself, you've had some good games, some games that have not been as easy. I mean, the Brighton match in particular felt like a difficult game for you. That was leading into international break. What did you take from that particular match?
I try to, when I have a bad game, I always try to I watch it back, I see my mistakes, and I try to improve from them. So going to the international break was more like, okay, I had a bad game, I'm going to Italy, focus in Italy and reset, to be ready for the next game. So I really try to come back from setbacks.
We'll have one from George and then one from Gary.
Hi Destiny. The manager obviously asked a lot from yourself and Pedro Porras as the fullbacks, but how enjoyable is it playing in his system and coming inside and doing the different things he asked you to do?
Yeah, I think it's really nice because we have the freedom to play in the middle of the pitch, and I think for us it's not easy because you have to run, come back, attack, but at the same time it's really enjoyable. We can make assists and we can score or whatever.
We'll finish with Gary.
Just ask you one about the with the goalkeeper. How long does it take to get used to a change of goalkeeper in terms of maybe where the goalkeeper likes the ball to be played, when they come for crosses, when they come for set pieces and corners? How long does that process take to adjust to?
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna take long because Fraser or Brandon, they train with us every day, so they know our system, they know the way we play and we defend. So I think it's gonna be easy, and he's a great goalkeeper as well. So he's gonna step in and be ready to help us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Grazie.